Yeah, folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Songs of Six. We are Riverbend. This town, we're only in our second year, but things are starting to shape up already. We've got some nice houses. We're nearly at 100 people, and we've got a bit of an industry. We've got our carpenter over here putting out some furniture, mostly for internal use right now. We'll want a much bigger carpenter by the time we consider doing any sort of trading or giving people any furniture. Again, these houses are completely unfurnished right now. People are having to make do with whatever they just scrounge off the ground. They're not fancy, but at least they're sheltered. We'll try to make them prettier later. Our biggest building is our hunter over here, employing 16 people and providing a constant supply of meat. It is worth noting you can change the recipe for the hunter if you want to get leather instead. When our food situation is stabilized, we might change this to leather. We will see. But of course, our humans do like meat, so we are going to need a constant supply of that. We've got a pig pen happening over here that is growing. It's getting more animals, getting more established, and we've got our first grain farm that is set up. We've got a little bit of grain left over. I do want to set up a bakery. Now, right now, we're not producing that much grain right now. Produced per day, 0.64. Well, it hasn't even like properly kicked in the first one. Production should be, work value. I guess because maybe we didn't do a full tilling. It will probably get a more accurate number in the next season. Although it does make me think, almost certainly we're going to want a second grain farm right away. We got tons of workers available. Yeah, let's do it. So if I hold a left shift, I can copy this as is. And I'm just going to plop it down there. There we go. We can get a second grain farm. And if I control click, then I can copy a particular thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little 1x1 road surrounding this. I could have one going in the middle. But again, I might just put a canal there later for irrigation. Not sure what that's going to look like yet, but we'll see. Okay, all these houses are done, so we no longer have homelessness. In fact, we have now 4 empty houses that are going to kick in. These numbers take a second to sync up, but there's that. These are still plain rooms. Hopefully we'll give them some decoration soon. But again, as long as our moods are good, and right now, everyone is thrilled, I'm not too worried about adding anything else. Religious buildings are definitely going to be something we're going to consider soon. I love these little flower fields. They're going to go at some point, but hopefully we'll put in some extra decoration instead. Actually, if I mouse over, I'll probably get some people asking for torches. Yep. You know what? I don't mind putting them down. Although, why put down something else that we have to maintain right now, right? Interesting. It's hiring 3 janitors. I didn't realize it would need quite that much work. I think the dirt roads need a lot of maintenance, and so they're really working the janitors hard. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Okay. Get that set up. And then... yeah, let's go and I'm going to activate the full width of this road now. And you know what? I'm going to go and do this because it's not for them. It's for me. It'll look nicer. Also, we'll chop down some trees along the way, which we're going to have to do soon anyway. Still some wood chopping there. This wood that's sitting around isn't in our stockpile, so it's not counting part of our numbers. We do use a fair amount of wood for this, but we're going to do some more construction here. Yes, build that. So what I'm thinking... actually, here's a good question. Obviously, this is going to be a thing. Sorry, just making sure my alignment is okay. I don't have a 31 by 31 area here for another housing block. Now, I don't want to have workshops too close to the houses because they're noisy unless I build a double wall. Although I could do just a big line of houses here. Maybe I could do a double wall behind it and then put the bakery behind that. Don't hate that idea. Is that how you just toggle it? Yeah, that's just enabling the planning mode. Okay, let's do that. And then if we go to houses, can I fully fill this up with houses? That overlaps by 1, which does feel a little awkward. I do that, leave a 2 gap on both sides. Or I could put slightly different houses on the end. Or... can you leave a gap in the middle? Just planning mode. Yeah, that's not going to be any good. I could do this and still leave a gap. Or I could use a smaller house. And then let people walk around that. That's not bad. Or we could maybe put another service in there. Actually, I think that's a 6x6 area, which does mean... what's the first god they're complaining about? a tourism. So if we went to religion and a shrine to Sudbury, oh, it's actually a 7 wide gap. Rotate. Oh, there we go. I could do this. Okay, let's put down our very first shrine. That's still in planning mode. And then, yes, I'm still worried about sound. So what I can do, if I'm going to put an industry over here, if I go structure and wooden wall, if I just go and double up on a wooden wall over here, I think that will plug the sound. We may have to extend it a little bit to pinch off any diagonals. We'll see. We'll take a look at the sound map once we get things established. And then we want refining. Our baking's under refining. Where do I want things? I could just keep basing around. Actually, that's a wall too. I wonder if I did this, say 7 wide, so that we didn't need internal supports. I don't know. Just build this as a bakery? It's kind of interesting. Maybe like, let's leave a 3 wide door there, and maybe a 3 wide door there. We still have 100% installation. Double wall there. This might work. And then I'll plan for the maximum number of ovens. Like I can sort of jam in here, more or less, and it's still looking nice. We could do a set of ovens in the middle, but before I do that, let me consider these auxiliary ovens, which are used for the efficiency boost. I can't actually jam them in there. I could just leave extra space, because the humans actually do like some amount of space. I put down a couple of those. 100%. Technically overkill, I think, but that's okay. Not much in the way of storage. We can only have 1 storage area. We'll have to walk around here, but that's fine. I think, yeah, I can only have the 1. 24 employees, 100% efficiency. Part of me does want to put the storage in the middle, even if we can't put as much. Doesn't that just look nicer? Something like that. Okay, I think this will be okay noise-wise, hopefully. We're still in planning mode, so nothing's getting built yet. They're working on the roads, they're working on the path, that's okay. And then I think I'm going to build another warehouse. That's not the right button. And right over here for grain. And it will need some internal supports, but that's okay. Actually, we could have it share a wall with the bakery. Okay. That. And then I do need to go and provide some pillars. There we go. All stability. And then that. And do that, and we leave a little gap to walk in between. And then door there, door there. I'm going to put a triple door facing the field as well. Still on installation, good. Because they'll need to come in here, because this is going to store possibly just grain. I think this is just going to be our granary. Now, I am going and plopping down a bunch of stuff on our fertile ground, but there's lots of room over here for more farming, and I think I like this. Okay, do I just want to enable this entire block? I could do the housing less, although... Well, I do want to invite more people, but I'm a little bit worried about the food. Okay, activate job to here. So that'll be the bakery and the granary. We're not going to want to employ our full number of people in here for sure. Also, we clearly need a lot more stone. I mean, this is a kind of a crazy building, but it will do us for a long, long time. Get some more rocks, please. There, we got our piggies. Getting better and better. 9 days, 8, and again, right? We're still consuming more than we're eating. We've got some stored, some is rotting away. We've got this bread that we got as this like one-time injection, which is nice. And it is the end of summer, it's the start of autumn, so we can go and forage those fruit and things one more time. Grain's going up. We look over here. There we go. The per day amount is going up, and I think that'll go up a little bit more as things continue to be established. And yeah, we no longer will need to store grain in our central warehouse because there's nothing in the central warehouse that needs to access the grain. We don't need it for maintenance. People don't need it directly. So we'll just store it all over here. We'll just boot it out of the other one. Yeah, I don't want to accept more people right now while our food is only at 8 days worth. That is two full month cycles, or 2 seasons over here, right? This will last us through all of autumn, all of winter, and into spring. Oh, and we're getting our first little grain harvest over here. So this is per day, but we get it in big chunks, right? Because we only get it when it actually does the harvest. So we get the cycle on and off. That's going to be there. And I think through the winter, I think they do till the soil. So I think it's not kind of wasted with the season or anything like that. Okay, we are out of stone, although some of it still does need to be grabbed over here. We're not full on wood anymore. We'll be building a woodcutter, I think, over here and fairly soon. So we don't have to manage the wood chopping all the time. Although we're still going to do plenty of that. Yeah, 29 odd jobbers. No one's grabbing that right now, but they're busy bringing other things. And they'll go and clear the stone as they've got nothing else to do. Oh, wait. Hold on. Was that placed in planning mode? I don't think I realized that was a thing that could happen. I did not realize that these jobs could be set to planning mode. Okay. Because like, all of a sudden I noticed they're gray. Oh, hello. Okay, so it's another bug person from somewhere else, the great state of Pakiel. Dear colleague Quill, I am the great state of Wutzenha. Wait, are you the great state or are you this ruler? The great state of Wutzenha, the 14th of Pakiel, defender of tradition, the cunning, the merciless, etc. Perhaps you've heard of me. I see your struggles and hereby extend a helping hand. Remember that Wutzenha may be menacing, but I'm also just and kind. Some money and... Are you offering me 50 bug citizens? Are they... I think these might be prisoners with jobs. I think those are handcuffs. If I close this, can I get this back? Like there's decline. I don't know if that's the same as declining. I want to... Okay, right-clicked. I think that I may have just declined there, which isn't necessarily what I meant to do. But I'd wanted to check. Can't tell... Was it the Argonash or was it these guys? Because there's persecute with the chains. I don't know what the symbol for slaves are because I haven't gotten to that point. Huge influence design your city. Choice you should be careful about. Species may like or dislike slavery. I think our humans don't want slaves. I don't know. I think I'm happy that I declined. I don't like that we may have worsened our diplomatic situation there. And obviously, I would have liked the money. But I'm really not sure what they're offering me, and I think I'm happy that I did put the decline on there. I finished constructing this. Oh, I think we are out of stone. I think we did harvest the stone that we've got, but we need more. Let's do that. We're gonna need more of it. And yeah, I think we're gonna set up some stone trading. A bunch of grain. In fact, over here, settings, grain, use it. So 52 crates of grain storage. And over here, I'm actually going to go and zero out our grain storage. So that's just going to get ejected from there. I think it got thrown onto the floor immediately out of the boxes, but they should get stored here instead. We can mess around with priorities and pulling, but I don't think we need to do any of that. I don't want any grain stored in here. We're opening the boxes up for storing other things. We'll get it put over here instead. And yeah, that never goes bad. And yeah, we're definitely, I don't remember how many, no, I don't want to refurbish it. I don't remember how many people this can employ. I got 24 in my head, I'm not sure. There's no way we're going to do that much because we're not going to have the grain input to sustain it. And it would just be turning all of our grain into bread, which would then go moldy and rot way too fast. So I don't want that either. There we go. Lots of hauling work happening over there. Oh, there we go. Auto employ. Forgot about that. There we go. So yeah, 24 bakers. I'm going to start it off at 2 for a second here. And then we're going to let these numbers sort of show up. So now if I mess with the grain, we can see what our consumption is. Currently, we're producing 7 per day as an average over time and consuming 12 per day. I think that the production is going to go up a lot. But yeah, I'm not going to add more bakers right now. And if we look at the bread, right, we're making 12 per day and consuming 22 is what we'd like. So in fact, I will update this twice. So this should, once it updates, be making a microscopic amount more bread than we're consuming, but we're going to be adding more people to our base soon. I'm going to go and activate these jobs. We'll get some extra housing and be ready to take in some more immigrants very, very soon. Oh, did this lose the internal wall? Or is this, oh, that's just what an internal wall looks like. There's our pillars over here. Okay, there we go. So they do have a wall blocking. And the other thing I'm curious about is the noise overlay. So right now the noise reaches here, but we don't have the double wall up. I guess I could unblock the, oh right, so I click over here, just missed that. I could unblock the wall here. Now I'm just gonna allow the entire job. And then we're gonna see what the noise situation looks like. Oh, I guess I'd already done that, hadn't I? And then I'm going to go and change our target here. I think our food situation is going to be okay. I'm going to set it to 140, which is going to be what we need to fill all these houses. We have too many odd jobbers, though. Okay, maybe I'm doing things that aren't that useful yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and set up a woodcutter, and I will set up over here. So a woodcutter constantly replants and chops down trees. I'm making it a 20 by 40 area, stretch it out over here. I'm not going to be doing the same block size down here, I don't think. We want to bring up the efficiency. So the moisture is pretty good. We want to bring up the efficiency. There we go. I think these are saws is functionally what this looks like. So it's a little cutting area. That's going to give us plus 50 to 100%. Perfect. And then, yeah, a big storage area here for the outputs as well. I mean, it might cut down on how many places can be worked for things, but what is it? Is it too big? Maybe I'll just make it match the other one. A couple little blocks over there. Okay, there. I like that. So we'll need some stone. We'll need some furnishings. But we've got the furniture, so that's good. And hit OK. So it's going to permanently employ some people, and they'll just constantly cut down any fully mature trees and then plant any that need to be planted. Does look like we're going to need some more rock, though. Okay, it did take those. But yeah, I think setting up a rock input is going to be really nice. And I think I would like to sell furniture, so we'll probably build a big mega constructor, a big mega carpenter relatively soon. I might do a big one, say, in this block over here, and use that as a money-making thing. If we made excess bread, we could also go and sell that. Some grain. Oh, there we go. Now our grain farms are predicted to produce twice as much grain as we're going to consume. Okay, we will be increasing how many people work in our bakery. But that's not a bad start. How's our meat coming on? Okay, it still needs to grow. We still haven't capped out all those animals yet, but it's getting there. Oh, build this area up. They're going to chop down all these trees too, so we're going to have lots of wood, which is good because we're out of wood. But yeah, they're going to get some trees and keep that going forward. I might want to intentionally say cut a few more trees down for me just right now, just to make sure our furniture keeps working. Be like, hey, cut down a few trees over here, please. Oh, this is actually operating right now. There we are. Sorry, I hadn't realized that. And if we look here, they're producing like 100 trees a day. Okay, our carpenter is going to eat a quarter of that. But yeah, we're going to do a bigger carpenter soon. But yeah, we will have this constant trickle of wood. We don't have to worry about things regrowing. These will replant. We're going to have a constant supply of wood. And in fact, the rate of this wood might change as the planting and things get managed. I don't know. Looks like the modifiers are all in there. So, okay, wintertime. We don't have a ton of food stored up, and we are bringing in a few extra people. Although we still have a ton of grain, right? This grain doesn't count as our food right now. And no, we really could double the amount of bakers. Go. And where's my food over here? Right, the consumption rates. We're producing more because that includes other things, but there is a certain bread demand that we're going to try to meet and keep an eye on. Okay. I love the lights. So people are still happy because I want to put some more decoration down. But right now, lots of new immigrants are willing to come. We got another 22 waiting to come in here. And so we got another request for some of the religious buildings. I did put this one here. Part of me was thinking about making like a whole block that was just the religious buildings. And I might do that. I might end up tearing this one down. Load is full, although this could be an example of people had the need and that hadn't been met yet. So they're working on that. I could put little shrines inside of this blocks, but I don't think so. We could put them on the outside. That's an interesting idea. Ooh. Hang on. Religion. So if I go in it big, you're kind of awkward. I can't get something that doesn't overlap the road or have a little gap. I guess I can leave a little gap. Maybe we can put in decoration. I mean, I could rotate it, but it doesn't make a difference over here. If I shrank, well, actually, this might be more appealing just on the basis that it's an even amount of space. And that can handle 28 worshippers. I think at once. I don't know how I want this facing. What's the default facing on those temples? Because I don't know what some of those little visual details mean. But I guess I'll do that. Okay, so that one, that's for Amiens. We have the Athuri, but I think I'm going to tear that down and rebuild it over here. Yeah. And then Krator, because the humans do worship all the gods. There we go. Do something like that, and yeah. I mean, we could leave it because it looks nice. But, alright, that's quite spiffy. Okay, wood, 5 months worth of food. Still waiting this to come to full load here. We could look at some one-time trades as well. So, okay. If I look at my neighbors, so these are the two I have access to. Rovetsky, is this their opinion? Opinion's a little lower. I think we took the hit because I think this is the one we turned down. But the trust is good. If I had emissaries, I could go and try to improve relations or do some assassinations. I guess maybe if this person doesn't like it, that could be a thing. I don't know. Around their armies, their goods. Boosts. All right, diplomacy is what we're looking at over here. Ooh, unite. The faction and all its territory joins you as your own territory. We'd have to give them 127 million bucks worth of stuff. Yeah, but we're not doing that. So trade over here is a trade agreement. You and the faction become trade partners, which will allow you to automatically trade at better prices. Looks like it's going to start with a 20% tariff. I don't know where our current tariff would be listed. Or it could be, they could represent a couple of different things. Purchasing power minus 80%. I wonder if that's part of it. Oh, tariff 25%. Ah, okay. Because we can do one-time trades, right? I can say, I'm going to offer you some grain, and that's worth 3,000 bucks. And I would like from you something else, like stone, right? And I could go and spend some amount over here and just try to get it to equal out. I don't know if there's a shorter way to do that. So we can do a one-time trade over here. And I think maybe this is where we're still spending our full 25%. So that's one thing. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But the other thing is, it's nice to set up automated trade. In any case, for that, we do need a trade agreement. Now, they want us to sweeten the deal to convince them to set up this trade agreement. I could offer them money, but I'd rather keep that there. So instead, I'd be like, hey, listen, I have this delightful furniture, which is quite valuable. So if I went and offered you, ooh, look at this. There you go. If I offered you 25 pieces of furniture, now we got positive value. So now they would be willing to set up a trade deal with us, which seems like a good idea in general. So we're going to do that. We could try to set one up with Paquil as well. They want even more because I think they're bigger and they like us a little less. So it would be a little bit more expensive for us to get you there. I mean, all my furniture that I have left would only be 4K. So we'll leave that there. They do have more people. They're probably a better trading partner going forward, but we'll get that set up. So I think, first of all, I got a better price now on those one-shot deals. But the big thing is going to be to set up some automated import and export, which I think furniture might be one of the first things we do that, or we just start overproducing bread. But the furniture was a pretty good price because it's labor intensive. We are going to end up with a lot of extra wood over here. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to plan that out. I'm going to start by extending my little road structure over here to 31. Internal size. And then we'll do this. Again, I'm not going to do the same kind of block sizes. But we could build, that's probably crazy, right? A huge mega carpenter that's 31 by 31. I don't know if that's the case. Oh, by the way, there's a scroll over here. So I remember when I was trying to find the tailor and I couldn't find it for ages. But let's say we built this, which would be 29 by 29 internally. Like conceptually, let's think of this. And we will need a lot of roof supports to make this work. These workbenches. Now, I did read somewhere that I still can't quite read what this is, but I think this size of workbench ends up being like weirdly effective for the amount of workspaces you've got. And so if you just built a bunch of these, you might end up with a higher like percentage of workers. I don't know how much I care about that necessarily. I'm wondering actually if we use this as sort of the base indicator of the size of things we want to work with. Like I could fit quite a lot of stuff in here. Oh, but we do need room for the pillars. So, okay, there's a funny thing that I noticed. So if I go into the shrink room here, I can go and say, put a pillar there. This deleted that building because I think there was no way to reach that work spot. But what's funny is if I did this and I deleted this over here, this is valid because this work spot can still be reached from the other side. And if I do this, it'll delete it as completely invalid. So this back-to-back structure may not be the best because where do I put the pillars? Okay, here's an idea. Let me undo those. Redo those. What's sort of a good spacing? Okay, so not that. Hang on a second. If I do the workbench. Ooh, actually, this size, which I said I think might be weirdly more dense and useful. I think this actually works out quite nicely. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start from the other side here. Trash. When I do this, we could leave a big open area to walk in. And then I could be like, okay, I'm going to shrink these rooms like this to be sort of consistent. Don't need the end part because they're close enough to the walls there. We'll need some pillars in the middle too. Let's build another set of these. Right now, well, this would employ 60, which is insane for now, but I think this furniture industry is really going to grow. I might need to leave a little bit of a gap for walking. If I do this, and if I shrink to there, are you solid? No. Okay. Let me build some 4x4 auxiliary stations. I don't know what our efficiency percentage will end up being with this quite yet. And then come back over here. Let's say we do this. So this would be what, 120 workspaces in the end? Yes. And then if I say, all right, I'm going to shrink here, 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 here for some more support. We still need a few in the middle. Okay, we still need some efficiency boosters, and we still want some storage somewhere. Now for storage, I'm going to do the longest single file storage I can over here. Actually, maybe I'll center it. That'll look nice. I do that, and then... Oops. Wait, what? What? I was going to say, that should be allowed. That's really weird. Okay. And then yeah, we need a slightly more of the auxiliary stations. I think I can probably get away with, like, these to hit 100%. Oh, no, not quite. There's 100% there. And then if I were to shrink this building to this, Mmm. Can I, my auxiliary stations, if I go to long single files and just fill the back of this building up? There you go, 100%. Okay. Because then I can go back to, if I just do this, that. People don't actually have to reach the auxiliary stations, they just need to exist. There you go, no yellow spots. Could hire up to 120 people. We need 1,000 stone and 1,000 wood to build this. I guess that's the argument of maybe this is insane for now, but this would be probably all the carpenters we'd ever need for the rest of the game. Obviously, we wouldn't go to full employment right away. I guess I could simply not build all the internal buildings right now. We could do refurbish later. I think I kind of want to go and do this. So I'm gonna. Oh, you know what would help? Doors. Full insulation still? Good. Let's go. Okay. So we're definitely need more stone. Clear rock. I wonder, can I... well, there's a bunch of rock over there. Oh, blocked by other jobs. What do you mean? Oh, that's... Stone is there. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Is this a stone deposit? Is this for a quarry? Stone mine. That's what that is. Okay. Well, that'll be really good in the long run. For now, we're still happy with just collecting surface rock. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of it. So let's do a bunch of that. I really expect... Well, the fact that we got a quarry means maybe we don't have to trade for stone. Or maybe not very often. I don't know. That might be another quarry there, or some more vegetables. I don't know. Okay. Even if we end up digging up too much stone for now, that's going to be okay, because we're going to use it. Keep working on this for now. We're going to tear down this carpenter later. Might just build another forester's here, or I could expand this one to be the full 31 width. That might look kind of nice. There we go. We're going to sell... We are going to be the IKEA of 6. I think might be the name of the world. We're at max wood storage, which is fine. Grain over there. Bread. Not a huge amount of bread, but a consistent amount because we don't want too much to rot. We do produce more than we consume. And we might tune this down a little bit, but of course we're going to need new population soon enough. Our temples are still being built. These are another thing that are using stone, although nowhere near as much, which is nice. Satisfaction is good, but I don't want more people right now because we got the workforce. Although if we start employing people over here, well, we'll see. I guess we're going to employ enough people that maybe we break even on wood. You know, I'm realizing we might want a dedicated wood stockpile. I guess I could build it down here. I don't know. We do have storage here. I don't know if they can just grab it from there. We still want some wood to be stored here because it'll be important for maintenance in this area. I could even do one warehouse, like, in one of these little inner blocks, but that's not the plan. The plan is to put, like, pretty objects in here. Did I not set this to 150? Oh, 140. Okay. I guess we're getting a rounding error or something. Be expected 30. Actually, why aren't you accepting one more? We've got the immigrants. Unless that number hasn't updated, but 139. Is it something weird, like someone's pregnant? And it's throwing off the numbers? I mean, we have a child limit here. Yeah, why aren't you accepting the last person? I'm sure there's a good reason for it. I just don't know what it is, and right now it looks kind of odd. I suppose if it's bothering me, it could be like, hold on. There. I'm going to accept one extra immigrant here. I'm bringing this up to 140. Anyway, we're going to get lots of wood because they're chopping down some trees just to make room for this. Got a little bit of stone and stockpile, but yeah, mostly we need a lot of the stone on the surface to be dug up. Yeah, these are small. Okay, this actually might be ridiculous. I don't think the humans like to work in a stone mine, but they might not have a choice. Yeah, some bread's going up. More is being consumed, possibly because we're low on some other things. 72. Animals, adult animals. We'll get more, but we'll definitely not be meeting our meat quota from just this. Again, we are doing some hunting. Actually, we are coming up with a slight positive amount of meat. Mostly it's from the hunters. But we can't scale up the hunters. We can't build in more than this. We can do a lot more pastures, though. This is probably insane. If I tear this down, I think I get some of the material back. I don't know if I get all of it, but it would free up a little bit of stone. I guess I don't need the furniture right now. It might be worth doing that. I guess I could also be like, no, really. Like, if there's any more stone. Ooh. Oh, I guess the first click had to be on dry land, I think. There you go. 500 jobs. That's 500 units of stone, or 500 bits of stone being dug up, which presumably have potentially more than 1 unit of stone per. So we'll do that. Might be overkill, but at least we know any stone that sits around on the surface doesn't really decay. Oh, well, actually, we have our 1,000 stone already. That, maybe I was paranoid for nothing. Maybe I've overdone the stone jobs. Maybe we won't need stone for 1,000 years now. Okay, well, that's fine. So I guess with that in mind, I'm going to be like, I like the smart remove tool. It's kind of, but yeah, let's just get rid of this carpenter. We don't need you anymore. Well, yeah, even the construction here is nearly done. So I don't think I'm going to employ 120 people. First of all, I don't have that many people. Construction, there we go. Missing workers. I know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Limit this to, if I do 30, then we have 12 odd jobbers left. So let's use that as our first guide. Yeah, our stone is going to completely populate here. Yeah, I'm going to do a warehouse right over here. So, nope, that's the wrong button. Control F. Control F. Warehouse. And I'm going to share a wall. Now, can I have a door that connects? Although there's no walkway there, I don't think. So that wouldn't actually gain us anything. But I like the idea of this being an add-on. I could make this a big warehouse here to store tons of wood, but the wood we know does decay. Oh, do I want to put an alley here? You know what? Maybe I'll put an alleyway instead of connecting. And I'll just build a little 7x7 building. And then for crates, that's fine, that's fine. And then we'll need slightly shorter inside. We'll do that. Gonna do a triple wide door. Yes, excellent. Okay, do that. Now, I'm gonna keep wood over here, but we could probably leave it to just 1, maybe 2 crates of wood, just to make sure we've got the material for the janitor to go and do their maintenance work. There we go. And now, if we look at wood, wow, yeah, we are still ending up with a net positive wood, which is nice, also kind of ridiculous. What we might do is increase our furniture storage over here, actually, in preparation for future trade. So I'm going to go up to, let's say, 4 crates worth. Actually, if I do 5 crates, 400 is a nice round number for me to think about. So we can store up to 400 pieces of furniture. What we're going to do is we're going to set up some export for that furniture. Extreme temperature. Okay, well, people can swim in the river. We do also have the well, although I suspect the load on that is going to increase. I might want a second well in this courtyard. But we have the ability to swim. Be interesting to keep an eye on that. And yes, I still haven't spent my my tech stuff yet. We get to 200 population. That's the next break. Actually, getting to 200 population would actually be extremely valuable for a few different things. But it would give us our first knowledge point, which I do want to go and get proper burial set up before anything goes too cray-cray. Is this the only one that's made out of stone and doesn't match the rest of the look? Did I have a material choice when building? I don't know. We have lots of shrines to this, more than we need. And I probably will tear this one down and maybe build something else there. I don't know what. Like, I like that people can walk through. Some of the other things I could build here would not be something they could walk through. Although I could build a stage here, maybe. Oh, I want to double check the sound now that all this is up. The noise. There you go. See, no noise is reaching inside the houses. I don't know if this noise here is from this, or does the shrine provide noise? No, it's just the lower density from the construction, yeah. But I think it goes sort of linearly out from the workstations, and that's why it's not hitting the house, even though it could kind of go that way, because I think it just goes out there. And it's not, I don't think it's bothering here. It's hard to know, but I don't know if there's any overlap there that might be causing issues. Although that would be a second wall. That's the other thing too, right? First wall, second wall. First wall, second wall. That's the other reason it's going down. Looks like the doorway's let a little bit more through, so that's good to know. But yeah, okay. So the noise situation there is fine. I like seeing. Here they're going to cut down some more wood to make room for the warehouse. Okay. Can't set up another pasture yet. Oh, we could go and supplement our food a little bit more with a bit more one-shot hunting over here. Let's do that. Let's do, again, not too much of the herd. If we do that, we'll end up with more leather as well. We don't have anything using the leather yet, but that's all right. I'm gonna set this up, and then I think I might build another. I might just copy this housing block as is. Maybe put it up here with a north-south door. Although again, I'm talking about farming over there. Maybe I build another one over here with the expectations that we're gonna keep moving out east some more, or west some more. Or here. This isn't fertile ground. Okay. That could work for me. Does this make noise? It does, but it won't be a problem. Okay, yeah, I think I'll build another housing block over here. And then we'll raise our population up to 200. Oh, see, we have a dead body. Oh, mauled by beast. Oh my god! I didn't know you could die to the hunting like that. Wow. See, this is why we need to get the burial. Okay, we need to get our population to 200. Oh, grain. We do need more grain farms. Okay, so I want shift click to be able to build the copy. Oh, if I control click this. This road goes out to here. I guess I don't have a road going that way, which is less than ideal, but all right. Let's plan this one. And yeah, the crops don't reach there, but this might continue to be a good place for a little canal. Right, that's only 2 wide. Doesn't match our pattern, but I guess it's fine. For this. And then yeah, what I'm gonna do is shift click and try to squint to see here. Is this oh, that's not where that goes. I don't know if there's an easy way to cancel that. But sorry, you do actually have roads. This is actually 3 wide. Yeah. Okay, good. And then there's a little 1 tile white road over there. Good. And then there's still a little gap over here, but that might be okay. Okay, so try this again. I put it there. There we go. And then I guess I can't get the stats on it. Because I think some of the soil is bad. Some of the soil, but all right for agriculture. It's over here really we want to do. Do I actually want to do that and nudge my fields over this way? Or do I just accept these because at least they're in a line? Yeah, okay. Zoomed out, I can see the tiles. Or the soil. I think we do need to make sure the efficiency is in place. So I am going to go and cancel these. Let me do it this way. And instead what I'll do is we'll plan on this extending out this way, some amount. I'm gonna put the fields over here. Oh, I can't quite see where it is. There it is. You know what? I might want to make these 31 wide. 31 by 14, or I guess, okay, those were ending up at nice even numbers, but if I do 31 by 16 and leave the gap, that will match our city block sizes. 31 for the internal space, and 16... okay, we're gonna have to remember I only want 6 farmers on each one of these, not 7. Probably the same thing there. And then we're gonna copy that. that, like that. Okay. And we are going to have to pull in some more people soon, but I did want to make sure our farming was at least started for that. Some of our grain is going to go towards constructing this rather than the bread making. In fact, I wonder if I should bring this down a little bit. We got tons of food stored. I want to keep a little bit more grain around because we need to plant the grain to build this. And then we'll go and increase it again. And then, yeah, we'll build a new housing area. Probably without more of the shrines, but still the bits in the middle. I'd like them to focus on this. Do I want to bring in more odd jobbers already? You know what? Yes. I'm going to set this, and I want you to auto-accept until we get to 200, please, which is going to be a new breakpoint for us. And give us a valuable technology point that we can use to unlock proper burial, which will eliminate the body that's rotting out in the field and generally make the humans happy. They like having the graveyard. It actually might not be a terrible spot for it. Or if I had done a religious center, that would also be a good place for a graveyard. But I think I'm going to tuck it in here, actually. I think I'm okay with this. I got to remember to set these to 6 farmers each once it gets set up. So we're going into winter, but you know what? Then they'll be ready to be planted in the spring, so that might work out okay. Okay, we have lots of grain. Yeah, and our grain storage is huge, which is good. Because again, there's very little rot on that. Actually, I didn't end up with all the stone that I thought I was. Maybe it's still just sitting in the fields. Maybe they're prioritizing this because it's closer jobs. A bunch of new immigrants coming in, and we have a lot of homeless people. Just in time for winter. Okay, 2 fields, and yeah, they want to set 7 workers. But this is going to be fine if we do that. Please button days off. Overtime. Inspect. Oh, those are the employees. Okay. And this is where we can actually type in a number. If we wanted, but we'll leave it at 6. That should be okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the copy area. I'm going to copy this area. Yes, that's what I want to copy. Then I want to rotate. Okay, and yes, I want to put you in there. And then I'm going to cancel those temples. And am I happy with the well rotation, or do I want still the wells to be in the top left corner for everything, even with the rotation? Or something completely different? I think I'll leave it there. All right, so build up the new houses. We'll also go and put in the road. Like so. Oh, it's saying like 34, but that's just because I was dragging from somewhere else. Yeah, okay, no, the sizes are good. Do that. Those will be home for the people. You know, I'm just going to double click the extra immigrants over here. Make sure we put it over the limit. There we go. Okay, 200. We now do military stuff, which actually scares me that that's even a thing that we might need. But we get a little more innovation and we get some knowledge. And I want to spend the knowledge on civic proper burial. That we can build a graveyard. So, I don't know where that is. I wonder which one of these. Maybe it's building religious health. Oh, afterlife. There you go. Skipping over the mass grave, we're going to build a graveyard instead. Oh, and decoration and stuff. That's nice. So I'm going to build it here. Oh, I might need to leave the ability to wrap a canal around here. So I'll build it this way. Oh, increases respect. Okay. I think we can probably have the employees be kind of dynamic here. That's neat. I hadn't built one of these yet. Put a tree in the middle. Pathway. Oh, weird that you can't actually put it right in front of the graves. They need that gap. Should they have been turned the other way around? what happens. If I do same grave, but looped around this way. Yeah, no, they need the access. Okay, so we do want it like that. Can I get it? There we go. 3x3 patch. Here and there. And I'll build pathways that go like this. There we go. And then we'll put some more flowers in between. We're still not 100%. Can I plant more flowers? Maybe slightly fewer graves? Huh. Okay. What I'll do is go like this. Presumably, yeah, you need, the number of respect items you need scales based on how many graves you've got. But then that also leaves us a little bit more room. There we go, already 100%, but I'll do that for symmetry. Okay, we've got ourselves a nice little graveyard. Now, I don't know if this bodies in here decay over time, or if you need to keep expanding your graveyards forever. I think the mass burial bodies do decay over time. What I'm going to do is build the dirt road. Oh no, wait, that was going to be canal stuff. Get that down. That'll get taken care of. We're going to have our housing because we've got 60 people who don't have housing right now. Wood is going up. Furniture. Right, I can go and employ more people here easily. So let's do that and leave 28 people as odd jobbers. Go, the farming is in. Oh, over here. You are going to be just a lumber storage area. Like that. It's all going to be lumber bins. And then over here, my lumber bins, I think I had 4 of them. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut it down to 2 bins. 160 wood near the town center. Now, I could set this as a priority. I could also set a pull instruction to make sure to yoink the wood from here into the center. I actually think the priority is okay. Now, if I do priority... Yeah, I think we do want this. So now anything within range, which currently the range of the entire map, anything that's in another workshop that is, or warehouse that is not a priority warehouse, will get yoinked into there. So wood might get dropped off there, but then it'll get pulled into here and keep it centralized. And then presumably the carpenters will mostly grab from here because it's going to be the closest. That's the hope. If I've done this right. Find out. I guess, I just noticed the time. We can put a cut in here now. Graveyard's coming up. More housing coming up. People are still, okay, not blissfully happy. We're not sitting at that 200% anymore. We will have to go and add some more things. In particular, a lot of the services are not being met. Ooh, the well satisfaction is going down. We're building another one over here. We might need, might need 2 wells per these little courtyards. That's entirely possible. Or we could scatter them in different ways. Remember, we got some extra people over here that aren't really being serviced the right way. We don't have a lavatory yet. Oh, I was partially wondering about building it here, but maybe we can do a pass-through. That might be the idea. I think what I'll do is I'll be like, listen, let's go and get rid of that shrine. We've got another one over there. We'll free it up. We'll try to use this. Or there's also different services we can do. I don't know if so like we can do a little speaker stage. This is where someone just goes and announces things. I think that might be a really good candidate for this area. Oh, can you not resize this? Oh. That's interesting. Heck, it actually turns out to be a pretty good thing to put in these little walk-ups. One there. Put one there. Okay, that'll be another source of. Hang on. I'm assuming the humans want speakers. Speaker right here. Yes, they do. They want more hearth. We are building another one, which should help. Actually, this is maybe a good spot for another hearth because people can definitely walk through there. And doesn't it look cozy? I think I might just do that, even though there's other things we need. I think I love the idea of a hearth here. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, Quill, say goodbye. Goodbye, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.